your thoughts on the Queensland election. Were you surprised? I mean, we started by saying obviously not, but how do we move forward from here in that place?
A1 is, now that we've got Queensland out of the way, and we've had a tremendous success by every metric. The rest of the A1 supporters around the country were watching, and I got advice not to run. It was a waste. It was taking our focus off finishing the constitution and the policies and things. But what those people didn't understand is this human element. They needed to see the fight. They needed us out there getting a blood nose.
Yep.
It's a human thing. Yeah. You don't win footy by sitting in the stands and yelling at the players. You get onto the field.
Yeah, that's right.
And so the rest of Australia is very excited by that. And they're saying, when you're done in Queensland, can you get down to Victoria? And the answer is no. You. Look in the mirror. That's the guy and that's the girl that's going to say, we will help you. Yeah. But you've got to do it. But they're very excited. And what I've said to them is this: not council elections, but every state and federal by-election that comes up, and there's a federal election at the end of the year, and I'll save that for the end. But if they can provide a winning candidate, i.e. they are vetted, they're straight, they can fight the policies and they can present the case convincingly. A winnable seat, which means you've got to get your supporters out there and letterbox drop, and then you've got to letterbox drop more and build the support for that individual. Then you need the money, because it costs money, and you need boots on the ground, you need volunteers. So if you can meet those 4 criteria, we're going to contest every by-election from here to Kingdom Come. And one by one, we'll start taking over the country.
Yeah.
Now, here's the goal we're aiming towards. There's a federal election next year. The latest that can be run is in May 2022. Scott Morrison, the whispers are he'll be doing it next year, towards the end. So I'm guessing, and it could change.
2 years? Isn't it meant to be 3?
3, yeah, but it was in 1919, May 1919, 2021, 22.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You would have thought it'd be like 2022, not 2021.
No, it's the latest it can be held is 2022.
Okay.
But you can call it earlier.
You think you'd call it earlier?
You lock and load a trigger.
Yeah.
You get 2 knockbacks for a piece of legislation from the Senate. Yeah. Then you can have you can dissolve the Parliament and away you go.
Pretty quick.
But I reckon he's going to call it towards the end of next year. But that might change, and it doesn't really matter when he calls it. Our objective for A1 at this next federal election is to hold the balance of power. And that's only 6 seats. Yeah. We can do that. We're going to aim for more, but that's what we end up with. And you watch Australian politics change. It's not going to be like ever before. Last time when there was a hung parliament and there were these 2 independents who sold out.
Yeah.
Those negotiations, I'll put them live. I'll live stream the negotiations so everybody can see how sleazy the Liberal and Labor parties are. Yeah. And I'll tell you exactly what they offered and exactly what we said, because I've got a few things to say to them, and they're not going to like most of it. Yeah. And if we have to go straight back to the election within a week, we'll do it. We're not going to hang around for months. Yeah. Either they meet the needs that have been highlighted, or they don't. We'll go back to the polls, and we'll keep going back to the polls until the Australian people get a parliament that'll do exactly what they want to do.
I think a Labor voter would sooner side with the Liberal Party than...
That's what's going to happen.
Exactly.
And you watch it, there'll be a Liberal-Labor coalition against us in order to form government. And won't that just tell you the story that the red and the blue team are bought and paid for and owned by exactly the same people up top?
It's like, okay, now that we're all on the same page, can the Australian people recognise that this is your only vehicle?
But sometimes the people, what's their line? You've got to show them, you can't tell them. Yeah. So you watch this Liberal-Labor coalition in order to keep their snouts in the trough and keep their unconstitutional government. Watch this space. It'll happen, folks.
Yeah, you just require the intestinal fortitude to pull through with it. And
we'll do it.
It's not like this is the first time it could have happened.
Let me finish on this.
Yeah.